Okay.
Okay.
It's a beautiful, oh,
Wait, it's for me.
it's your bookie.
Hi.
Okay, he's
We're-
gonna print it.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
we're
on
on.
the air.
We're live on air. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
You know, there's something about looking at you in the foreground, which is a powerful look, and then the power of the mountains behind you.
Yeah, a lot of you
Yeah.
were mentioning the view.
Yeah, well, the view is great, really great, and so are you.
So are you.
It's amazing, okay? It's amazing.
That we never get tired of each other?
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that is amazing. What has it been out of our 55 years? We have not been more than 30 minutes apart in 42 years. That is amazing.
Some people would hate that.
I know. Probably most people,
I don't think so.
you know? And
I like it.
I've only ever had one night out with the boys, and that
Yeah.
was with Bruce. And
He didn't like it either.
that was a wine night, a wine tasting night. You know, there were like 8 guys there, and everyone brought a bottle or two of wine, and everyone opened their wine, and then I heard guys saying, "Oh, muscular. Oh, has current notes."
I love the licorice.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, licorice. And you've never been out with the girls.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I've been out with my girls, you girls.
yeah. But you've never
You're
had
my
a
girls.
you've never had a girls' night out.
No, I don't. I've never really had a lot of girlfriends because I met you so young, and you
That's right.
insisted on your being my only friend.
That's right. Well, I like to be the focus of your life. And people say, you know, that's not very healthy. Although Bruce refers to our relationship as functionally codependent, which I think is a compliment.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, here's to top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning.
Okay, a little tequila. A little tequila at the end of the day, you know, is good. This is Casa Dragones.
I was putting away, going through yet another box. I'm not finished putting away yet. And I came across all the cards and letters that I saved since the fire. Before the fire, I had letters from President Reagan, letters from Ruth Griffin. I had wonderful letters, and then they all, poof, burned up. Have any of you ever had a fire? It's you. There's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. You just sit and watch and go, "Oh my gosh."
Actually, you had letters from both Republican presidents as well as Democrat
Yeah.
presidents.
They all liked me,
Yeah.
but they're all men. I think. I don't think I'm
No,
exaggerating.
they were all men, yeah. There were no women presidents that I recall.
No, but they're all men that I worked with. Like I worked with Merv Griffin so much, although he wasn't a presidential candidate. But wouldn't if he had been fun,
He would have been a good president
he would have. Did
Does
he
he?
run?
because he was charming and he understood business. And also he had,
Here's Michael with maybe a lifesaver.
oh, thank you, Michael. Okay, Michael just saved the day, Caroline.
Again.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay. So, this is today, the promo code is Renew25, and it's 25% off site-wide. Okay? However, we have some wonderful things that we're going to talk about, well, not we're, that Suzanne is going to talk about today, that are sitting right in front here. It's everything you need to live to be 140 years old.
Well, I probably sell more nasal renew than
Oh, yeah.
anybody. Do you wake up in the morning and your nose is runny and your eyes are red and watery? Alan had red, watery eyes for so long until our supplement, Nasal Renew. I try not to take it every day. I don't know why. It's not a drug, but I don't want to be dependent on it. But wow, here's how it works. The GI tract has a microbiome. That's why you take probiotics and prebiotics, because it balances the microbiome. And when it balances the microbiome in your GI tract is happy. And then you get the next one. We have microbiome in our nose and sinus, and it puts back the microbiome in your nasal cavity. And I swear, in 15 minutes, whatever is bothering me has decided to leave the premises.
It is 15 minutes, that's it.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing.
It's like that man that was driving us that night, and he was sneezing,
Yep.
sneezing. I didn't want the sneezing myself. So I gave him Nasal Renew, and I said, 15 minutes, it'll all be gone. And 15 minutes, he looked back and he said, yeah, it is. So it's not a drug. You can't get addicted to it. It doesn't make you woozy or stoned or anything like the over-the-counter, dry-up drugs do. And I can't live without it. I have it in my car.
I was going to say that. We keep it in the car.
The car and in the glove compartment, and we have it next to my side of the bed. He has it on the next to his side of the bed. We have it in the kitchen.
We have it in Gloria's room.
Oh, we do have it in Gloria's room, but
Gloria has
she's
her
not
own
good
room.
about taking it.
Yeah. You know, we saw this thing advertised. It was like an apartment for cats. And it looked really cool,
Yeah.
okay? It was a 2-story apartment for cats that was inside a big drawer. So we thought, wow, that'd be great. And you put the little poopy box in there as well. And so I thought, let's do that. So we had the gentleman who did our cupboards. They don't call them cupboards. What do they call them?
That's a Canadian thing for drawers.
What do they call them?
Drawers.
Drawers.
Yeah.
Yeah, drawers. Okay. So we showed him the 2-story cat apartment, and he said, "Oh, I can build that." So he did, and it's in our bedroom, and it's got a little poopy box in there, and a little soft thing to lay on. And every time I think of it, I put her in there, thinking, okay,
Time for the apartment.
yeah, this is it. She's got her own apartment. She stands there at the door, staring at me like, "What is this? I'm fine the way it is." Sure, she is.
Where does she use her box? Is that?
Her box is in Gloria's room. Used to be my.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so she's
Okay.
not using it at all.
Yeah, pardon?
She's not using it
No,
at
she
all.
only no. I put her in there, and once she stayed in there for a minute, but most of the time she just turns around and looks at me like, "You must be kidding."
Yeah, right. Do we talk about our cat Gloria a lot? Most people who have dogs think, what's there to talk about with a cat? But there's a lot. They share thoughts with you, and you know it. And we get along with her really great.
So there are a lot of people who think you look beautiful today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you do look beautiful
Oh,
today.
thank you.
But you look beautiful every day. You know, one day, you know, I see you in the morning,
Yeah.
and when you don't have makeup. And I think there should be one day when you go on, because you look like you're 15 years old.
Do you want me to do that, girls?
I always feel like I'm breaking the law.
You're funny.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you just joined us, it's 25% off site-wide today. The promo code is RENEW25 at SuzanneSomers.com.
So I told you about Nasal Renew. I mean, don't you want it? I hardly have to push that one at all. But when we were in hunter and gatherer times, we would get all the vitamin D from the sun that we needed by just getting our food. And that's not true anymore. So now it's really important to replace vitamin D3. And we have 5,000 IUs, and you can use 2 of them if you want. I take 2 of these every day. So it gives you energy, it gives you, it keeps you healthy and strong, and it's an important component in the nutrients and minerals that we need to maintain. So I didn't sell that very well, but this is, this is great. And then this one is, the fish oil. My dear friend, Dr. Stephen Sinatra, died this year. A heart doctor of a heart attack. That really bothered me.
I didn't know he had a heart attack.
Maybe I'm not right. I remember thinking his death was ironic because he was so healthy, and he's been in most of my books. He's a go-to doctor for me. And I have learned a lot from him. I'm sure you have too. But anyway, I get a call one day and he's gone. Death is man, there's no slowing it down. It's like, bam, bye. And, but he knew everything about the heart, and he would, when my blood pressure was kind of going up a little, he'd say, take fish oil. A lot of people don't want you to take fish oil because it thickens your blood, but I didn't find that with...
I thought it thins your blood.
No, thickens.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought it was thins too.
Yeah, I think it's thin.
And you're both right.
And you know what? You're because you're dyslexic.
Huh?
You're dyslexic.
Yeah.
Right?
I am.
Slightly.
Yeah.
So you thought thin was thick.
I did. When you were asking them, when Caroline said that, I went, wait a minute. Is it thick or thin? You have trouble with that.
See, if Caroline hadn't jumped in, I'd be saying, want to bet?
Yeah, but I wouldn't bet with you.
But you should. What do you got to lose?
Whatever the bet is worth. You've never bet me ever where I've won. Ever.
So Tahoe Gray says, any plans for a vacation to Ireland? We actually had a great vacation in Ireland.
We stayed at Merv Griffin's house.
Merv Griffin, who was a dear friend, owned John Huston's house there. And John Huston's daughter was...
Angelica Huston.
Angelica Huston, right.
Yeah, she had that little dollhouse.
Right, he had built her a walk-in stone dollhouse that was incredible. And Merv said, okay, eat all your meals there. I've got this incredible Japanese chef, and he's incredible, so eat all your meals there. And so, the first 2 or 3 days we were there, we ate all our meals there. And the young Irish ladies, girls, Colleen's, were beautiful with the big rosy cheeks and happy smiles. And then we thought, let's go out for lunch today. So we drove to some place where there was a lake or an ocean, I can't remember. And we went into this pub. And we were the only 2 people in there. And we both ordered lunch. You ordered one thing, I ordered something else. And when lunch came, we couldn't identify what it was, and both of us had exactly the same thing, so we left, and we raced back to Merv's house and the Japanese chef. But it was great. We loved it. Very pastoral.
I miss him.
Yeah, he was great.
He was not only a great star, but he was a great businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And he amassed a fortune while he was alive, and left it to his son. And he, I think he got a house and wine vineyards and another place in south of France. And he just always was having a good time. He had a yacht. It was more like a ship, but he called it a yacht. He had a plane.
What else do you need? So, there was someone here who was asking if we take vacations. And we actually, we haven't really gone anywhere.
No, but we're talking about that vacation we're talking about this year. And when we come back, we'll tell you where we were.
Yeah,
We don't want anybody.
yeah, we're taking actually we're going to do a repeat of a vacation we took a few years ago, and where we went from Malibu to Palm Springs to Las Vegas to Salt Lake City, and then we went to southern Utah to this wonderful place, and then into Colorado, and then into New Mexico, and then back into Arizona, and then up through.
Well, this country is a great country
Yeah,
to
yeah.
vacation.
The western part of this country is incredible.
Before I knew all of you, we went everywhere in Europe, everywhere. We almost were like we were French citizens. We mainly went to France, and then we spent a lot of time in Italy, and we saw all the places in Europe that we wanted to see, and then we thought it's kind of nice to be part of the United States. You know, you go to little towns and places that you've heard about but you've never been, and you go, oh, this is nice. So those are the kind of vacations.
Yeah, Therese Collins said, go to Sedona. We did.
Oh, I love
Yeah, we love Sedona. The Red Mountains. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I could go to Sedona regularly. I love it. Is that where that favorite hotel is? No, that's in southern Utah.
No, it's southern Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But I love southern Utah. Who knew?
Yeah.
You fly in over this body of water that you go, where's that from? And you play on that water. It's really
Somebody, and it went by too quickly, I couldn't catch the name.
Come back.
Somebody wanted to know the name of our doctor. And one of the doctors we admire and we see, and he's become a great friend over the many years. We call him our energy doctor, but he's beyond that. He's an endocrinologist. His name is Dr. Michael Gallitzer, and he's on Wilshire Boulevard in, I guess, West LA or LA. And every time we go in there, we see people sitting in the waiting room who are there because you mentioned his name or they read his name in one of your books.
I'm so happy to help him out.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Well, he's a good doctor, and the kind of medicine he practices is the kind of medicine that we enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I enjoyed putting him, I know I put him in at least 3 of my books because he has a lot to teach. And that's why we go to the doctor, isn't it? Not to get, take 2 of these and call me in a week. He understands why you have what you have. He understands what you need to take and what you don't need to take and what is harmful to take and what is beneficial to take. So there's a lot. You can't just walk in and accept a doctor as a doctor anymore. You have to really have read up on them and look into them and zero in on them. And then when you get there the first time, you question him a lot. What?
So I can't read the name, Wacka Kinsey or something. Suzanne, did you ever be friends with Harry Belafonte? Well, I can answer that question.
Alan wanted him to be his boyfriend.
Pardon me? Yeah. Suzanne had a crush on Harry Belafonte.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
Huh.
Yeah. When he was a much younger man.
Yeah, I was so surprised yesterday looking at his pictures of what he looks like now at 96. What a handsome man.
Yeah.
What a handsome man. What a talented man.
So when you had a crush on Harry Belafonte, I had a crush on Sophia Loren.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right. I think I picked Harry out of the
And she's
ether.
still around.
Yeah.
Okay, so watch out. Okay.
Well, you like him pretty.
Yeah, call me crazy. Call me crazy.
Crazy.
I had one girlfriend many years ago who would not be considered sort of conventionally crazy or crazy. She was a little crazy, and that's what I liked about her.
Are you sure you don't mean pretty?
Who?
I don't know.
Pardon?
You don't mean pretty?
She wasn't pretty.
Oh, okay.
And she would talk about that.
That she's not pretty?
Yeah, she would talk about that. She said, this is who I am, this is the way I was born, and take it or leave it. And I liked her because she was a little nuts, and she was smart, and she was funny. So we got along.
Well, you're like the great kind of man. You don't isolate the prettiest girl in the room. You don't really care. You get attracted to a soul, don't you?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, I read an interview with Goldie Hawn and her husband, Kurt Russell, and they've been together. They're not married. They've just been together for like 35 or 40 years. And she was talking about the fact that monogamy is not a natural state. It's something that you agree to want to do. And so she and Kurt have agreed to practice monogamy, and apparently it's worked so well for 35 or 40 years. And she said every so often you meet someone that you're really attractive, but if you're a monogamous person,
Yeah.
that's the end of it.
Yeah, because it's threatening.
You know, pardon?
It's threatening.
Threatening?
Yeah.
What's threatening?
If you're not going to be monogamous, if you've chosen to be monogamous.
Oh, well, if you're not monogamous, it's beyond threatening. It means that you're on the way out.
Yeah.
No, but what she was saying is that monogamy, relative to the human, is not a natural state. It's something you agree to do. It's like marriage. Marriage is not a natural state.
It is for me.
It's, there's a book, really a wonderful book, that sort of destroys a lot of the things that we have thought and were raised with. It's called Sapien. And
did you read that book?
Yeah.
I'd like to read that.
Yeah. It's a big book. And it takes a while to read.
Where are all our books?
Yeah, pardon?
We're still putting them away.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big book. Takes a while to read. You have to digest this guy, the guy who wrote it, and but it's very interesting. I mean, he talks about belief, okay, belief, and I think one of the examples he gives is he talks about I think it was him, $100 bill, and you look at $100 bill and you say it's worth $100. And I can buy $100 worth of stuff, food or whatever I need.
Right.
Well, it's not worth $100. It's worth the paper it's printed on. You only believe it's worth $100, and that's why you can go out and buy stuff, because everybody believes it's worth $100 worth of stuff, but not necessarily. Okay. I don't know if we used to have Fort Knox, I think it was called, had enough gold to back up all the U.S. currency in circulation. I don't know if that's true today or not.
But that's what that always, my mother used to say, what do you think I am, Fort Knox?
I loved your mother.
You did.
Yeah, I loved your mother.
Yeah.
She was great. Sweet, funny.
Shy.
Yeah. She, one of the classic funny lines I've ever heard that came out of her naturally, she wasn't trying to be funny, when she said, "What time is midnight mass?"
I said, Mother. And then she'd go, oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's
I
good.
think that's a lot of what I was enjoying about having Tim and Patty for lunch yesterday. That we would talk about my mother with no explanation of who we're talking about. And some nice memories and stories came up.
Okay, what else do we got there?
Oh, I haven't gone through them. So, omega-3. according to Dr. Sinatra, I never really finished talking about him, he said you should have omega-3 every day to keep your blood thin. I was wrong. It must have been thin, because one time when my blood pressure went up a little bit, he said, "You got thick blood?" And it didn't sound like it was a good thing. So when he's stressing to take omega-3 fish oil every day, and per serving, well, it doesn't feel like there's very many.
Very many what?
Milligrams.
I can hum the Jeopardy theme if you like while you're...
I've never played Jeopardy. Have you?
No. I remember Alex Trebek, who was a lifelong friend of mine. I actually got him his first job. He was a young guy on TV in Ottawa, Canada, and I was in Toronto. And I did a pilot for a series called, what is it called? It was like Dick Clark's American Bandstand, but it obviously wasn't that name. And by the time it sold, I'd gone off to do another show. So the producer said, who do you know? And I said, there's this kid in Ottawa you should look at. And they brought him in, they liked him, and he did the show. And then we both moved to L.A. And we used to go to the steam bath on Sunday together.
You did?
Yeah. And to the Russian steam bath, where we couldn't understand what everyone was saying because they're all speaking Russian. Big hairy guys yelling at each other. And
what would they say?
I don't know what they were saying. I don't know. They were all drinking whiskey and eating bagels. And
whiskey and bagels while having a steam?
Not in the steam. No. They go in the steam and have a big steam, and then they shower. And then they had these big wooden buckets and soap at the bottom of the bucket, and then the brush was made from the leaves of an oak tree, because apparently there's something in oak leaves that is great for your skin. I don't know what that is. And they'd lay on the top rung, get it hot, and their buddy would soap them down with this, with the bucket and the soap and the oak leaves, and then they'd run into and take a cold shower.
Didn't you do that with your dad?
Yeah, when I was 5, my dad took me to his version of the Russian baths, and I was 5 years old, and so my eye line, as you can imagine, right?
Right there.
Unless I saw all these naked guys, and I got scared and I ran away, and my dad had to come after me.
Did you wear clothes when you ran away?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me just tell them about resveratrol. I was one of the first people who wrote about resveratrol because it was such a magic discovery, and the company that discovered it, they got the patent. They got the patent on resveratrol because of its magical properties, and they found resveratrol on the grapevines. Found it on the grapevines, and because the fungus would be on the grapes, and so the resveratrol would eat this fungus, and so they checked this out in labs, and the labs found that it could. The reason I'm hesitating is because there's so much I can and can't say.
No, but basically, this is a version of resveratrol. If you wanted to duplicate what you can get from taking these capsules, you would need to drink 700 glasses of red wine.
That's true.
Okay, which is
and
crazy.
10 cups of blueberries, because there's
I've tried it.
Quercetin in it, and quercetin is a major antioxidant. Resveratrol is a major antitoxin, and so anyway, the company that got the patent on it, there was the part they sold as an allopathic, which is a prescription, and then there was the part that we could buy, and it's just magical in its properties. What are you coming over here for?
Okay, what else you got here?
And then, you know, we have the best multivitamin. So we have the multivitamin. I've got 2 pages. You don't want me to read it to you?
No.
No. It's boring to have it read to you. But it's got...
Actually, I forgot what I was...
It's got D3 and vitamin E and chromium, folate, magnesium, 3 kinds of selenium, zinc, alpha-lipoic acid, and more. That's a
Okay,
lot.
25% off site-wide, promo code RENEW25 at SuzanneSomers.com.
Yeah. It's also got vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, and D. That's a lot. You know, the more I can get it all put into one capsule. Pterostilbene is in the resveratrol.
What is?
Pterostilbene. You haven't had any of that today, have you? Do you have any in your cupboard? No.
No.
No. What? Why are you laughing?
This is a really dynamic show today. Okay, really. Okay. You just can't leave us. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
you're glued to your screen. Okay, whether it's your TV or your iPad or your iPhone or whatever it is.
Well, some days are better than others.
I wonder, can you watch us on those Apple Watches? I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't like the idea of wearing that.
I don't either.
With the,
Well, we know you don't like it because I bought you 2 of them.
yeah, no, I didn't like it because I
And you
was
didn't like
getting
either one of
rads. I was getting electromagnetic rads, which I don't think that's so good.
No. But our neurologist told us to wear them.
I know.
But he doesn't wear them when he sleeps.
I overrode him.
You certainly did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Well, I think we have to wrap it up now
Okay.
because our friends are coming to pick us up. And
Where are you guys going?
we're going to a little place that we've never heard of. And if you don't have reservations, you stand outside and wait for a long time to get seated. But we have reservations, so we can go right in.
Yeah, we can go right
It's
in.
a small place. It sounds French. It sounds French. I don't know.
You know, there's a lot of little restaurants here in the desert because a lot of people, when they leave their country or their
Right.
wherever they live, they want to come someplace exotic. I don't know, and then the family stays, and the father and the son usually end up making a restaurant, and so there's some real good Italian restaurants,
Yeah.
and this is French tonight.
Oh, it is French?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't
So-
want to say anything that isn't true.
Well, it doesn't matter. Who's going to know?
I will when I find out, and then I'll have to tell them, by the way.
Well, that's okay.
Okay,
You can tell them that.
all right. If I find out I'm wrong and it's not French, I will tell you on Friday. What else?
This person here, okay? I hope whoever's watching right now, I hope you have a person like this in your life.
I hope you all have a person like this in your life.
Yeah.
You're so kind and complimentary. God. Anyway. I love you.
I love you.
I guess we're going.
We're going, so say goodbye.
Okay, but do
We're
it.
gonna have an after show with Caroline and Violet and Bunny. So if you guys have any questions about supplements, we'll be on.
Well, everybody likes you guys so much, so there's just more of the more. Remember about the nasal renew. I know. The nasal renew is kind of life-changing.
25% off site-wide.
Yeah.
Promo code RENEW25 at SuzanneSomers.com.
Remember, it's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. And I love you. Bye-bye.